Otherwise, which member of parliament here can afford through his NGCDF to build classrooms, plaster them, put windows, put roof, put tiles in the classroom, cabros in the... Mr. Speaker, which member of parliament can afford to do that here? With a mere resources of 100 million shillings, Mr. Speaker, and advertise on Citizen Primetime News.
These are the questions repeatedly raised on the floor of the National Assembly, questions that continue to spark national debate. Members of Parliament often claim that the funds allocated to them are sufficient for meaningful development. Yet while some attempt to use these resources wisely, many fail to deliver tangible results. However, one member of Parliament has proven that Kenyans may indeed be exploited under the guise of limited funds. The leader is none other than Ndindi Nuro. Through bold and transparent action, he has set a new benchmark. With the same allocation that others complain is inadequate, Nyoro has introduced free secondary school education in his constituency, constructed modern schools, and consistently invested in education. His actions have exposed a hard truth. Effective leadership is not about how much money you receive, but how wisely you use it.
And I want to say this for avoidance of any doubt. Mimi kama Dindi Nuro nimejitolea ya kwamba sasa bunge, mnajua hakuna bunge katika nchi ya Kenya, hakuna opposition. Hakuna mtu anaongea maneno ile inaguza wananchi hapa chini. Na tuliwaambia wasiongeza school fees, wakafikiria ni mchezo, wao wenyewe waliondoa hiyo circular kwa sababu tungefanya maneno. And I also want to tell them here in this bright day that the money you sent to our learning institutions, 26 billion, they already had debts of over 22.5 billion Kenya shillings. And therefore the money for first term is only 3.5 billion Kenya shillings. If you divide per learner, it is only 109 shillings. If the minister thinks my mathematics is wrong, akuja na calculator mbele ya wazazi, tufanye na yeye hiyo hesabu. Na watu waache kuchezea elimu tafadhali. Hata watu wa serikali mkicheza na siasa, tafadhali tusiete siasa katika maneno ya elimu. And we are not going to allow anyone achezee masomo bila malipo ambayo ililetwa na President Mwai Kibaki.
In most cases, issues are freely raised on the floor of Parliament. But when Dindi Nuro begins to pull out his wisdom on more sensitive matters, the microphones are suddenly and conveniently switched off.
But PPP is just a name. We are actually spending NSSF money in building the road. And then we are telling NSSF that they put toll stations, they recover their investment through tolling. One, it is wrong to toll Nairobi-Nakuru highway. It is wrong economically to toll it because it is not economically viable to toll it. But number two also, it is not commercially viable for workers' money to do the work that the government should be doing. Buddy.
Sasa na Mheshimiwa Speaker,
is leadership about saying what the people want to hear, or about speaking the truth that challenges minds and awakens conscience?
Who is the majority and who is the minority, Honorable Speaker? Several decisions have been made. We have formations of the committees that fall on the majority, minority, chairman, the committees that are supposed to be led by members from the majority side, and the committees that are led by the members of the minority side.
Unlike Ndindi Nuro is not a politician who thrives in endless, deep political debates. Instead, he lets action speak louder than words, choosing results over rhetoric and impact over political noise.
Who would not want to do that? There can only be one reason, that they have self-interest inside of that bid. If there is no self-interest, who have told you that there is only one company that can buy and they are fixed price? My take is open up, sell to people, let's get the highest bid, let Kenya get the best deal out of the sale of Safaricom shares.
Even ordinary citizens have raised their voices in his defense, questioning whether Dindi Nuro receives any excess funds or whether he simply uses public resources more wisely than others.
Junet Mohamed, kuja hapa. Wakati Dindi Nuro alikuwa chairman wa budget, mulituambia kuwa anaiba pesa na ndio shule zake zilikuwa zinafanywa maendeleo na school fees ilikuwa 1000. Saa hii sio chairman, shule ni 500. Nataka mtuambie pesa zetu mnapelekanga wapi?
Actually, yeye ndio anapewa pesa nyingi zaidi. Dindi Nuro anapewa pesa nyingi kuliko wabunge wengine. Yes. Ama yeye anachapa kazi na anaweka priorities sawa.
Is a question watu wanaulizana sana. Yeye Babu Owino pia kule Mbakasi wanafanya
kazi. They're doing a good job.
They're doing a tuomele tu kweli. Put politics aside. Na tuangalie tu kule kuweza kuhudumia wa Kenya. Mbunge wako anachangamka kama hao wawili? Je,
mbunge wako anafanya kazi kama Ndindi Nuro? Imagine amefanya wanafunzi watakuwa wanalipa 500 bob per term. Yes, katika mpango wake huu ambao ameweka.
Oh my
Kenya shillings, actually shilingi 500 kwa muda mzima.
Nasikia kutoa machozi. You know, my mom is a teacher and you get to meet a lot of children. Haina hata pesa za uniform, hata hakuna tuvizi. A child faints because of njaa. Yes, hawana mbele wala nyuma. Eti nyinyi mko pale mtaka kuruka na mahelikopter na manini na magari sijui yanakaaje, but you receive CDF funds and there's nothing you're doing in a constituency.
What are you doing in your constituency? Kama mbunge wako anafanya nini?
Tuambie.
Kiharu masomo bora program 2026 inanifurahisha sana kwa sababu anasema kwamba the program covers over 12,000 learners in 65-day secondary schools in Kiharu. Fees shilingi 500. All learners to be served lunch.
Let's give him flowers.
All learners to be served lunch at school on all days including Saturday.
Wow.
Imagine.
Wanakuwa na motivation ya kuja shule.
Alafu sikiza, uji na chai ni wakati wa break. Kwa hivyo chakula kwa wingi.
Yes.
Alafu nyingine pia imefurahisha, chapati to be served for lunch every last Friday of the month.
Christmas in Kiharu. Hey.
Alafu additional 10 million shillings for revision materials to be provided by Kiharu NG CDF this financial year.
Same MP who sits in the same National Assembly, who reviews the same budget, receive the same CDF.
Guys,
matokeo
tumpe maua yake.
Kabisa.
Ndindi Nuro anafaa kupewa maua yake. This guy has the interest of the people of Kiharu
kabisa at heart.
Na huyu jamaa ni mpambanaji, ni jamaa ambaye pia anahamasisha vijana wengi sana. Anaelekeza vijana wengi sana. Yaani ni mtu ambaye ni mfano mzuri katika uongozi wa taifa letu la Kenya.
What is your MP doing?
What is your MP doing? Right now, kama MP wako anafanya kitu, tuambie amefanya nini? Kama Kiharu, katika constituency ya Kiharu, wanafunzi wanaenda kulipa 500 bob per term. Na chakula every single day paka Saturday wanapewa chakula pamoja na tea na uji kwenye break. I'm telling you.
Mr. Speaker, which member of parliament can afford to do that here with a mere resources of 100 million shillings, Mr. Speaker, and advertise on Citizen primetime news? Which member can do it? Can you raise up your hand if you can do that? None of the 349 members of this House, Mr. Speaker, can afford to do that.
Come out and say what your member of parliament from your home constituency has done. Plain San Felix, Kenyan News Alert TV. Goodbye.